With Pacific Rim Uprising just around the corner, it's time to strap yourself into a Jaeger con pod and adventure into the Pacific Rim story so far. But hold on tight, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. This is Pacific Rim in 5 minutes-ish. Pacific Rim's story begins in 2013 when a fissure between two tectonic plates known as the Breach opens, and a whole bunch of giant aliens from another dimension called the Kaiju start rampaging across the globe. The United Nations formed the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps in 2014 to directly combat the threat, and soon the Jaeger program is born, putting pilots from all around the globe into the con pods of giant battle robots to send those damn Kaiju back to hell.
Jaeger's stopping Kaijus everywhere.
However, the Jaegers can only be controlled using the neurological connection of two pilots who must mind meld together in an emotional process called drifting. Jump forward to 2020 and brothers Raleigh and Yancey Beckett are called to pilot Jaeger Gypsy Danger to combat the Kaiju knife head off the Gulf of Alaska. But the pair underestimate the Kaiju, who kills Yancey and cripples Gypsy Danger, tearing Raleigh's world apart. No! Overcome with grief, he leaves the Jaeger program. Realizing the Kaiju are becoming more powerful, world leaders put an end to the Jaeger program 5 years later in favor of building giant walls to keep them out, like that was ever going to work for anyone. Ex-pilot, now Marshal Stacker Pentecost, is put in charge of the remaining 4 Jaegers, which are relocated to a Hong Kong base called the Shatterdome. In a last-ditch effort to save the world, Pentecost plans to strap a thermonuclear warhead to the Jaeger Striker Eureka and send it into the breach, thus destroying it and closing it forever, theoretically. He quickly convinces Raleigh to re-recruit because, he's Idris Elba.
So where would you rather die? Here? Or in a Jaeger?
Brings him to the Shatterdome and introduces him to Marco, director of the Jaeger Restoration Program and his adopted daughter. Raleigh begins tryouts to find a compatible match to co-pilot Gypsy Danger, the Jaeger that will serve as defense while Striker Eureka plants the bomb. Marco is the only contender to kick his ass, so Pentecost allows his daughter to drift with Raleigh in the Gypsy Danger neural test. However, both are overcome with painful memories and screw the test up. Pentecost bans Marco from piloting and sends her to her room. Dad!
Permission to be dismissed, sir.
Meanwhile, Kaiju expert Newt believes that entering the breach is too risky without knowing all the information, and believes he can drift with a piece of Kaiju brain in order to learn more about them.
Guys, this is the most amazing thing
I know that you're desperate to be right, so you're not wasted your life being a Kaiju groupie, but it's not going to work.
Despite the protests of his much smarter partner Herman, Newt performs this experiment in secret and learns that the Kaiju are in fact merely bioweapons controlled by alien colonists on the other side of the breach. Pentecost wants to learn more, so sends Newt to retrieve another Kaiju brain from black market dealer Hannibal Chow, because it's law that Ron Perlman should be in every Del Toro movie.
Are you funning me, son?
Chow points out that Newt's an idiot because the information exchange that happens during drifting works both ways, and the Kaiju hive mind now know exactly what he's up to. Kaiju's Leatherback and Otachi emerge from the ocean to destroy him, and all the Jaegers except Gypsy Danger try to take them down to no avail. With no options left, Pentecost agrees to let Marco and Raleigh drift in Gypsy Danger to take the pair of Kaiju down, which of course they do, pretty effortlessly. Investigating Otachi's body, Hannibal's workers discovered that it's pregnant. Ew! Its gross baby bursts out of it, surviving just long enough to eat Hannibal. Newt and Herman drift with the infant's brain, discovering that the breach will only open if it senses Kaiju DNA, making Pentecost's nuclear bomb plan pretty unfeasible.
It's not going to work.
Pentecost decides to pilot the nuclear bomb into the breach himself, revealing that he's suffering from radiation poisoning after piloting Jaeger's pre-radiation screening. All those shots of him taking pills actually meant something, who knew? After a speech that rivals Bill Pullman's from Independence Day,
Today we are canceling the apocalypse!
The surviving pilots set off in Striker Eureka and Gypsy Danger on their final mission. Just in time, Newt and Herman arrive to relay their discovery, arming the pilots with the knowledge they need to enter the breach.
The breach genetically reads the Kaiju like a barcode at the supermarket and then lets them pass.
As they approach the breach, the Jaegers are attacked by 3 Kaijus, including this big boy, a Category 5. Overwhelmed, Pentecost decides to prematurely detonate the payload in order to clear a path for Gypsy Danger, whose nuclear reactor could seal the breach. Pentecost detonates the bomb, sacrifices himself, Marco and Raleigh kill the Cat-5 and ride its corpse right into the breach. Raleigh overrides the reactor and Gypsy Danger explodes in the eye of the breach as he and Marco evacuate, destroying it. the two pilots embrace as the remaining members of the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps declare the war over and a victory for mankind. But is it? 10 years later, Stacker Pentecost's son Jake returns to a reformed PPCD to join the fight once again against a new threat. But is it the kaiju, or, as a rogue Jaeger might suggest, his fellow man? Dun dun dun! Thanks for watching, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.